I don't like how I got double pawns. Wow, I did not see that coming. All right. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. This is exactly why I practice. Happy Saturday, everyone. Why am I dropping frames? That doesn't make any sense. What could I have done? I should have played a pawn forward, but I thought I was being slick by guarding my pawn and attacking the queen at the same time. I did not think that far ahead on what he was setting up for. Well, that finishes analyzing. Let's see what's going on Reddit! Oh, apparently the Guinness World Record for longest time spent masturbating was 10 hours. And I'm like, that's it? Oh, in case you can't see what's going on, another window popped up. It's giving post-game analysis. This is a really old game, a really old chess engine. So it takes a while to process all the moves. So in the meantime, I'm just kind of researching stuff in the background. Mike Lindell says Walmart is canceling him and pulling his products. Go ahead and mute this in case there's something inappropriate. Fuck. Wow. Analysis complete. Okay.
D4, Queen's Pawn opening line. The Queen's Pawn opening move is somewhat slower than the popular E4 because white will not be able to castle for 3 more moves. Its advantage is that it gives white more control over tactical surprises and often provides more lasting initiative and pressure.
Okay.
Bishop F4, Surratt attack opening line. This can lead to the London system, where white plays D4, Bishop F4, Knight F3, E3, and usually C3, Bishop D3, and Knight D2. However, when played this early, Bishop F4 invites black to play against B2.
Ow. Okay.
Bishop G4, out of opening book C5, would have been in the Indian defense book opening, threatens white's queen.
Hmm? I'm reading the annotations right now. I wish it would show up on screen.
C3. Slightly better is Bishop G3.
Oh. Okay.
Queen G4. White moves into a forced mate. Much better is E takes F7 check. Queen G4 leads to Queen takes H2 and checkmate. This error lost the game for white. Black was able to exploit the miscue to mate.
Sure it was. Oh, you mean it's not voice acted?
We'll begin with the most basic endgame there is.
Okay.
King and pawn versus king. Now obviously the fight in this type of position is over the queening of the pawn. Here, the white king wants to escort its pawn off the board and the black king wants to prevent it. The critical themes to understanding king and pawn endgames are opposition and critical squares. In this position, if the white king can occupy f4, e4, or d4, he's winning. These are the critical squares. If black can prevent it, then the game is drawn. In this position, if black is to move, white is winning. But if white is to move, then it's a draw. Why? Well, the pawn is on e2 and the critical squares for the white king to reach are f4, e4, and d4. If it's black's move, the king has to leave the defense of one of those squares. If he plays king d5, white plays king f4. If he plays king f5, white plays king d4. Now many chess players believe that in all positions, it's to their advantage to have the move. This is an example of when that is not the case. Let's say white were to move and he plays king f3. What's black's correct move? King f5. Maintain the opposition. The kings are lined up with one rank in between. Whosever move it is has the disadvantage. Let's try to win with white. If we play e3, black will play king e5. Now the critical squares are the f5, e5, and d5 squares for the white king to reach. It seems very hard. In fact, white can't possibly reach that with correct defense. Let's try. King e2, black simply defends king e4. King d2, king e5, king d3, king d5. Black doesn't allow the white king near. Let's return to the original position now. We'll see this one out to the end. If it's black's move, he has to play king either f5 or d5, or backwards. Let's say he plays king f5. White plays king d4. This position is objectively winning, because white occupies one of the critical squares. If black plays king f4, then white can immediately start pushing the pawn off the board, e4, followed by king d5 and e5. There's no way to stop it. So black would go back, king e6. Now, what do you play? It would be a critical mistake for white to push his pawn, because if he plays, say, e3, then suddenly the position is drawn again. Black plays king d6, and black has the opposition.
Okay. What am I doing? Oh, is it my turn to move? I guess they already finished reading it. Okay. Alright. Let's watch this one.
So now that we've seen the basic rules of critical squares, let's take a look at this position that I reached against a master
Umezinwa.
named George Umezinwa in the Manhattan Chess Club in New York, the winter of 1994. I've been defending a worse position. I'm black. What should I do? Now obviously the critical question is whether or not I can play rook takes g6 and trade off into the king and pawn endgame. It's very important to know the theory of certain endgames in order to be able to evaluate correctly the simplification of positions. And usually in defense, if you can simplify into a drawn endgame, then you do that because you can force the draw without having to defend anymore. So how do you evaluate this position? Rook takes g6. What do you think? Well, with our knowledge of critical squares, we should be able to see the correct variation. Take a few moments and think about this. What do you think?
I don't think it'd be a good idea.
In fact, the position is drawn because white can't occupy its critical squares. The variation runs rook takes g6, h takes g6, king f6. I'm attacking white's pawn. I'm sure you calculated that out. White has to defend it with king h5. Now I play king g7. This was the very beginning of the calculation. Now obviously, if white's king moves back, then black will simply take the pawn, and it'll be a draw. So white has to play the move g5. Black plays h takes g5, king takes g5. And now, if you didn't know about the critical squares, you might have had a hard time evaluating this position. But we know that white needs to occupy the g6 square with his own king, and he needs the pawn to be on g5 for it to be winning. Now black simply plays king g8, and after king f6, king f8. It's a draw. g7, king g8, king g6, stalemate. Now, notice, of course, in this position, it would be a terrible mistake to play either king f8 or king h8. After king f8, king f6, king g8, now white wins, g7. King h7, king f7. So the key to evaluating this position was both an understanding of opposition and an understanding of the critical squares. This is a nice simple example of how knowledge of the endgame will help you make good evaluations in long calculations.
Okay.
This next position was played in Las Vegas in 1998 in the National Open against an Armenian grandmaster named Luputian. He's a very strong player and excellent endgame player. Check out the position on the board. I had the black pieces, he was white, and he played rook f4. Now I was probably slightly better because I have a good central pass pawn. My king is a little more active than his. I want to come down to f3 with my rook. A critical theme in the endgames is the active king, as you guys have already seen from the earlier games. Now the question, similar to the last game, evaluate the king and pawn endgame. Should I trade or not? It's very important to be careful in assessing positions where your opponent offers you a trade into a king and pawn endgame, because chess and endgames, middle games is very complex. There's a lot of imperfection in the game. But king and pawn endgames can be precise. There can be exact evaluations that are important to understand precisely. In this position, he played rook f4, and I have to decide, do I want to play king and pawn endgame, or do I want to play a move like rook c6 or rook g6, maintain the tension? So what you have to do now is you have to do a long calculation, which is a large part of king and pawn play. Take a few moments and calculate. After rook takes f4, g takes f4. I should probably play the move king d4 to gain space. Take it from there. This is a very deep calculation, so take your time. Don't rush. What do you think I did? An interesting psychological aspect of the situation is that when a strong player, a guy you really respect, offers you a trade, he's giving you his own judgment of the position. He's saying, I believe that this is good for me. A lot of chess players will trust the judgments of other players. If a grandmaster offers a king and pawn endgame, they'll think it must be losing, it must be good for them, so they won't go into it. But it's tremendously important to always trust yourself in chess. You're the only thing you've got. Gotta believe in your own calculation. Here I went into a deep think and figured out that I was winning. What can white do? If my opponent were to push his passed pawn with f5, I would simply go back king e5 followed by taking the pawn. I'd be up a pawn. That'd be a big mistake. If my opponent moves his king, something like king d2, then I'll just play e3 check, king e2, king e4. I'm threatening the pawn. It's a good position for me. My opponent has to wait, and he has one good waiting move. He played the move h5. Now, if I were to go back with my king, say king d5, then suddenly I'd be losing. After king e3, my king has no moves to maintain the defense of the e4 pawn. I'll be in big trouble. I played the move e3. This was still part of the calculation. Here he played f5. Did he have any options? If he were to play king f3, then after king d3, my king is escorting my pawn down, I'll make a queen and win. If he moves his king backwards, say king e1, then I can easily move over king e4, followed by king takes f4, win the pawn, and I'll have a winning game. His only option was f5. King e5, king takes e3, king takes f5. And it's from here that I intended for your calculation to begin. That first problem I asked wasn't so easy. You reach this position, now it's important to evaluate it. A lot of the time when you reach an endgame, you're tired. You've been competing for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, you're exhausted, you don't want to think anymore, your brain hurts. It's these moments that you have to suck it up. You have to give it everything you've got. My opponent probably offered the exchange without entering the position as deeply as he could have. I calculated very precisely. I used that last amount of energy I had and went deeper into this position. Now there are two ways for it to go. It's either going to be a race, my king going to the king side, his king going to the queen side, or he can try to defend his own king side. Let's look at the two options. If you were to play a move like king f3, then I could just play king g5 and take the pawn. He obviously can't defend it. What he can try to do is pin my king to the side of the board. King e4, king takes h5, king f5. Does this work? At first glance you may think that this would be a draw. King h4, king f4, king h3, king f3, king h4, king f4. White can follow the black king, keep him pinned to the back. But here I can force him into zugzwang. I can create a position where any move that he makes proves fatal. h5. Now if white could stall, if white could not move, the game would be a draw. But that's not the case. If white plays the move a4, the only legal pawn move, I just take it and make a queen. If white plays king f5, I play king g3, my pawn goes to the board. And if white plays king f3, I just play king g5. Now you recall when we looked at the king pawn in games that all white has to do to stop the rook pawn is occupy the corner. Yes, but here I don't worry about that. I bring my king to the queen side, king f5, king e5, king d5. I leave him to worry about the h-pawn. The white king can't follow my king because then I'll make a queen on the king side. And if he defends with king g3, I'll just bring my king around, take the a and b pawns and make queens over there. The white king can't defend on both sides. So now we see what the calculation was all about. It was a race. After king takes f5, he played king d4. So now if when I asked you the original position you would reach this in your calculation and you had gone further, fantastic. Keep on going, check your calculation. If you didn't reach this point or didn't think you had to look this far, stop now. Calculate it out and tell me what the evaluation is. What do you think? So now the race went on. It was very important for me to calculate this whole thing out when I accepted the exchange of rooks, as I did. I played king g5, king c5. There's not much choice here. King takes h5, king b6. Now I move my king back, king g6. King takes a6. Have you calculated it out yet? h5. And here my opponent has three ways to try to make a queen. One is to take the pawn on b5 and push his a pawn. One is to take on b5 and then move his king and push the b pawn. And the third is to push his a pawn, and I take and try to queen the b pawn. The third example loses very quickly. After a4, b takes a4, b5. It looks like we're both queening at the same time, but the critical difference is that I'm queening with check. After a3, b6, a2, b7, I make a queen with check. The king has to move, and I can even sacrifice my queen for the b pawn and then queen my h pawn, and I win easily. After h5, he played king takes b5. Of course, I pushed again. Now he chose to move the b pawn. He played king a6, h3, b5, h2, b6, h1. I made a queen, and he played b7. What is the evaluation of this position? This is a very crucial aspect of king and pawn endgames, because a lot of the time one guy will make a queen before the other guy, and you have to know how to evaluate it. Just like critical squares, if you know the theory, then you can evaluate way ahead. But imagine if in the very, very first position of this whole calculation, when he played rook f4, if when I was calculating whether or not to play rook takes f4, g takes f4, and I had done this long 14-move calculation and reached this position, if I'd come to this final place and not known what the evaluation was, it looks dangerous, of course. His pawn is on b7. It's very important to know the basic chess theory in the endgame, and from there you can easily go on to make good decisions. This position is winning, and now we're going to look at why. I played queen c6 check. He played king a7, and I played queen c5 check, and he resigned. So now we're going to talk about why I'm winning. There are some basic rules that can help you through king and queen against king and pawn endgames. Let's take away Ezek. First I'll tell you the evaluation.
Why would he resign?
If the pawn is on the 6th rank or before, it's an easy win, always. We'll only talk about the pawn being on the 7th rank. If you have the king and queen, you're always winning against a knight pawn, a queen pawn, a king pawn, or the other knight pawn. No matter how far away your king is, no matter how close his king is to his own pawn. But a rook pawn on the 7th or a bishop pawn on the 7th is a draw. Why? Let's take a look at the knight pawn first. Start from this position. The key is to bring your king to the defense of the pawn and to stop him from queening in the meantime. How do you do that? You begin by checking him. The king has to move. Now you stop the pawn and threaten it. The king has to defend. Now you check him. The only move white has is to go in front of his pawn. You've gained a tempo. You bring your king in. Okay, white moves the king. You bring your queen down. You pin the pawn. White has two answers. If he allows you to, you immediately blockade the pawn. Then it's over. Your king can just come to the defense and you win the pawn easily. He goes to the corner and you check him again. Once again, white is forced in front of his pawn. You've gained another tempo. The king comes one step closer. White tries to go the other way. You check him. We know what you do if he goes in front of the pawn, so say he goes over. You stop the pawn from going. He defends, you check him again. He's forced once more in front of his pawn. Your king comes one step closer. We're noticing a pattern here. The white king moves, you pin him. He moves again, you check him. He moves again. What is your best move here? Be careful. You don't want to draw when the win is so close. Imagine how terrible you would feel if you played king d7 or king d8 and your opponent looked at you and said stalemate. It's over. When the victory is as close as it can get, you can still throw it away. Always be careful. The correct move is just king d6, and then after you play king c8, queen c7 is checkmate. No problem. So the technique, and you can figure this out logically, you don't have to memorize the moves. The technique is to keep on checking him or pinning him, force the king in front of the pawn, and then bring your king one step closer. The technique is exactly the same for d or e pawns. Just to look quickly, if the pawn was on d7, you could check him. The king moves, you force him in front, you bring your king closer, he moves, you pin him, you check him. It's a normal pattern. You force the king in front again. Notice again, I didn't stalemate him. This would be stalemate. Be careful. He moves, and now, of course, white has no threat. He can't queen because he's pinned. You just bring the king over. The king has to go this way because this would be checkmate. The king moves away, and you take the pawn, and mate quickly follows. Now, why do you think it is that a bishop pawn is drawing? This is one of the interesting paradoxes of chess. If you have a queen against the bishop pawn, there's no way to stop him from pushing the pawn without stalemating him. Why? Let's take a look. You check him like you always do. He moves away. He's threatening the queen. You check him again. He moves away. You check him again. Okay, he moves. You stop him from queening. He defends his pawn. And now when we reach the critical moment, after you check him, notice in all other positions he was forced to defend his pawn from in front. But now the key difference is that he can go to the corner, still threatening the queen, and after you take it, it's stalemate. The king is stuck in the corner.
Ah!
And this is why the theory of king and pawn against king and queen, the bishop pawn, is drawing. Now notice, of course, that if white were to have had an extra pawn on a2, then it would be winning. Because after you check him, if he goes to the corner, then you could take the pawn, because this pawn could move. So we're talking about only one pawn. Often it can be to the defender's disadvantage to have extra pawns on the board, because it gets in the way of stalemate. Why is the rook pawn drawn? That's a little more obvious. You check him, he moves, you try to defend, and then when you give him that final check to try to force him in front of the pawn, he just goes there. You don't have the time to bring your king in, because that would be stalemate once more. So now we see the theory of king and queen against king and pawn. Let's return to that final position I had against Laputian. After I played queen c5 check, he resigned. Why? Because it's a knight pawn, first of all, so we know I'm winning. So when he moves in front of his b pawn, if I want to, I can just take his a pawn. Although there's no need, I can just bring my king. As a final review, if you have a king and queen against a king and pawn, this position is drawn, the rook pawn. This position is winning, because you can force the king over. This position, once more, is drawn. The black king can't come closer, because in the critical moment, the king can move to the corner, and you can't take the pawn because of stalemate. This position, once more, is winning. You force the king in front of the pawn. Similarly, this position is winning. You can force the king in front of the pawn step by step, and your
Shit, my bad. I didn't realize that the music was still playing in the background. God damn it. I was listening to this very educational thing. Come
This is
on.
a very crucial aspect of king and pawn endgames, because a lot of the time one guy will make a queen before the other guy, and you have to know how to evaluate it. Just like critical squares, if you know the theory, then you can evaluate way ahead. But imagine if in the very, very first position of this whole calculation, when he played rook f4, if when I was calculating whether or not to play rook takes,
If I come to the final place not knowing what the evaluation was, it looks dangerous. Okay, whatever. I get it. I'll be right back. I gotta get me something to eat. I'll probably play one more game or so. I'm not feeling too well. I got a bit of a headache. Oh, the game's not showing up now? There we go. Alright. Oh, wrong one. Why is it not? There we go. I did the wrong opening. Do a reverse England opening, right? Yeah, I figured he would do. Go up here. Back then they push. Back then they push up again. They want to bring their queen. You know, let's see what this. No, they're better developed than us. Let's see. I know he's targeting my. I'm not worried about that because oh, I see what he's trying to set up for. If I push this up, he's gonna go here. Then it'll be a fork. I mean, I won't be able to stop it. I just gave myself checkmate. Oh, almost. Yeah, I'm fucked. Yeah, I did a really bad opening. Fuck it. Probably bad move. Doesn't help that I got like a raging headache right now. Like my eyes are burning. Yep. Yep. I fucked that one up big time. Really? Uh, ah. I didn't expect him to do that. I thought he was gonna take with the queen. Okay. Ah. I didn't think that through. I am way too eager to do trades. Now my pawns are scattered. Why? Nice. Man, I'm doing fucking awful. God damn it. No, I did that wrong. Hold on. There we go. Okay, they know what I'm. I do that. Fascinating. Oh, what up? Hey, Buster Gamer. What's going on? Sorry, I'm deep in thought right now. I have a pretty big fucking headache, so I'm screwing up a lot of games against the computer. Uh, oh, uh, blind as in like blind playthrough. Doesn't mean like blind as in I'm actually blind. It's more or less like whenever I'm playing a game for the first time. It should be like blind comma then playthrough. Yeah, I didn't think anything of it. I guess someone can mistake that for being blind. Yeah, I didn't think too much of it because blind playthroughs used to be the meta back in the day. Oh, thank you for the follow. Let me. Yeah, let me go ahead and remove that blind tag. You're the first person to bring that up to me, so thank you. I had no idea that people might think I'm actually blind. Go ahead and do that. I wonder, is there a blind chess master? Yes, there is. No, as of today, there isn't any chess grandmaster who is blind from youth. However, there are several blind or visually impaired players with an ELO rating above 2300 and with an IM or FM title. And there are many blind players with an ELO rating above 2200, often classified as national master level. Oh, I'll be damned. I walked right into that. Wait. Okay, it just gave up a free night. What? This computer is throwing. What? And now I just back my peace out. Yeah, man. Are you on chess.com or anything? Yeah, I can go ahead and set a game up real quick. We go ahead and give me one moment. Okay, there we go ahead and set up. There you go. Damn, I don't remember. Oh, fuck. I forgot I got glasses on. Shit. Yeah, I don't remember any of the traps I learned. Trying to get better at the opening game. I know there's a thing I can do. Interesting. Fuck was that noise? What was I supposed to do? Feel like I'm being baited. I don't like it. Fuck it. Let's see what trap I walked into. Oh shit, that's what that noise was. My other chess game, the timer was running out. Ah, okay, I see what. I see your fork. Mm-hmm. Nicely done. You haven't done it since 5th grade? Yeah, I haven't done it for few years myself. I only recently started getting back into it. Nicely done. You might be. I don't know if you know what you did, but I was getting prepared to go for a checkmate, but you cut me off. We'll see. Oh, you're doing really good. Well, I mean, you made it all the way over to my rook, so you're doing something right. Yeah, and I just now saw what you could have done to prevent what just happened. Yeah, I fucked up. All you had to do was like go where your bishop I don't know. Yeah, if you went where your bishop was and put me in check, I wouldn't have been able to take back because you would have had me pinned. Interesting. Oh, you're setting me up for success. Let me find a way to throw it away. I don't even know how that was checkmate. Oh, now I see it. Good game, though. It's not ideal, but I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back. All right, I see what you did. I see a blunder I did. Mm. Nice, that wasn't one of them. Could have pushed a pawn up and forked my knight and bishop. Hey Rex, I'm doing all right. How was your weekend, buddy? I'm playing with new follower Buster Gamer. Pretty cool guy. Yeah, I don't know why it said I was 800 last time you saw me play because I was like 730. Good to hear, man. I was wondering about you. I didn't see you all day. I figured I scared you off with the games I've been playing lately. I did watch the chess championship today. That was pretty cool. GG. I do play horror games. I just been taking a bit of a break from them. I have played Amnesia Rebirth on stream. I still need to finish that. Ah, you're not bad, dude. I've been playing chess religiously for the past week. I've lost. If you check my profile, I've lost more than I won. But yeah, I normally stream Friday through Monday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I do have a YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. I'll post that in chat. Phasmophobia, I have not. I was waiting for it to get a bit more content, but it is on my radar of things to play. Lately, I've been upset. I was obsessed with RPGs. I was playing Divinity Original Sin 2 and Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Now I've been kind of on a Diablo Immortal and Path of Exile binge. Problem is, I feel like with Phasmophobia, I would need a group of people to play with. It seems like it's more fun to watch the game when you have like a group of people than it is, watching someone solo. Hmm. Wait a minute. D to E5? Really? Yeah, that just opens up my. You can play publicly? I didn't know that. Good to know. Do you? Stop in and say hi sometime. No, that's not it. Among Us? I didn't know people still played that game. It kind of fell off super hard after it was popular for a little bit. I didn't know they had mods for it. Yeah, man, if I'm not streaming, I'll pop in and look. It. Rex says my problem with chess is that I have low patience and tunnel vision. I'm the same way. I've been making myself be patient because I'm not even thinking of it as a competition. I'm thinking of it as puzzles. And yeah, I tunnel vision really hard. There's like now like 50 more roles than cremate and imposter with the mod we have. That sounds cool. I played it for a little bit, but I just couldn't get into it. Okay, I got that corner cut off. In. Wait, how? Why? Oh, okay, I see it. It helps when you do these chess puzzles. A lot of them are like, they're taken from like Grandmaster games, and it's a clever way to show you how you get out of stuff. Oh, here we go. Put some music on. Lately, I've just been obsessed with. I'm starting to like Path of Exile a lot more. I think it's mainly because I love the fact it allowed me to name my character Corpse Fucker. What up, Organic Nut Milk? How's it going, homie? Like, everybody's popping in right when I'm supposed to end stream. Alright, man. Have a good night, and thanks for hopping in. Thanks for letting me know about the blind tag. I didn't think anything of it, aside from my intention was blind playthrough. It didn't occur to me someone might think I was actually blind. And yeah, Rex, it's one of those games. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it, but for some reason, Path of Exile requires a specific kind of mood. No, that's not it. That can't be it. Oh. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is it. Okay, never mind. I overthought it. I missed that bishop. I've been trying to practice and learn different openings, too. Learn the theory behind it. Haha. Haha. Damn. And this is where you start up Lychus. Since I found this website, I don't need to pay for chess.com anymore. Yeah, it really does. What am I, black? Wait, no? Why wouldn't he just go down? I would have went down. Because now he's boxing himself in. That's not it. Ah! Okay, I was looking for a mate. Okay, this is attacking. This king is wedged in. I can suffocate him, can't I? Yes. And then that almost becomes a stalemate. Because he can't really do anything. He's got one more move. Ah! What am I, white? No? Okay. I guess you wanted to strike with the bishop first. Best move for black? Yeah, whoever initiates the trade wins that engagement. Ha ha! Wait, why not? Oh, right. Then he takes, and then I take, but then the king takes, and then I'm... Oh, wait, no, I got a rook down here. I just now realized that. I'm solving these without fully working out the solution in my mind. Wait a minute. No? Really? It was the trade? Ah! That's right, then I can fork them. No? Is it really a trade? Oh. Oh. Yep. Yeah, but then he would just... Ah, okay, that would be a checkmate. Oh, that's not it. Would it be that? No, that's pinning my king. I got you. Is it this? No, okay. Ah, it's the pin. Gotcha. I'm just accidentally discovering these moves because I'm not even fully looking into it. Best move for... Oh? That's not it. That's not it. No? I'm confused. Oh. Okay, I missed that. Man, I'm tired. I'm missing all these easy forks. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna call it a night. It's getting kind of late here. I gotta go finish some stuff in the yard. I appreciate all of you for coming to hang out with me tonight. Oh, what up, Artemis? Welcome to the stream. Well, I guess I don't have to end the stream just yet. I just need to go, I can just pause the stream real quick, do a little BRB. I just gotta go outside, do something real quick, and then I can run back in. I always hate to end the stream when people are having fun, especially when people are just now joining. I'm doing good. How's your weekend doing, homie? Just hanging? No plans this weekend? But I do stream Friday through Monday, 3 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I usually stream past that, like for now, for example. I have a YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok if you want to follow me there and keep up to date. Yeah, I'll just be right back then. I won't end the stream just yet. I just gotta go outside and do some work. I'll be about 10 minutes. But yeah, I'll be RB. Appreciate the follow though. Thank you so much. I'm back. I just did a little bit of weed eating. No, I didn't have to go to the bathroom. I just had to do some yard work. Still got a lot more that needs to be done, but I got some of it done. Oh boy. And I hate glasses. I hate it when they get smudged up. It drives me fucking nuts. Yeah, let's do a harder puzzle. No? Oh, I got you. No? Why is that the solution? Right, trade rooks. I got it. You play any games, or actually, has anyone in chat watched the new Mrs. Marvel yet? Miss Marvel, Miss whatever. I have only seen the first episode. It's a bit different than what I thought it was going to be. From her tradition, like if you've seen her in the video game, she has that long stretchy arm, but she has something similar, but it's more cosmic powered than Oh, I got my browser muted. That's not fun. Did you just smother his king into a corner? I think he did. I see it. Yep. I'm getting better at figuring these out. Find the best move for white. I take. Gonna do a fork. Yep. Oh, that's right. Okay, that wasn't too bad. No? Got it. I guess I could do like one game. We do 10 minutes. Casual. Let's try something different. Ah, bless me. Holy shit. Fuck it. Well done. I think I blundered. Because he can just go right there. Yeah, he'd be forking me. Uh. Now I remember what I wanted to do. I was supposed to go right here. I wonder if he's gonna catch my blunder. Because originally I wanted to go here, then that way I'm target this piece right here. Interesting. Alright, you can have it. No, that would be a bad move. What if I just go right there? And he'll push this up, right? Okay, that's fine with me. It's blocking his bishop. This might be a close game. Well done. Smart move. Yeah, but endgame is where things really happen. Maybe. I know when it gets down to sub 1 minute, that's when I'm probably going to start playing more and not thinking so much. Because I got this knight right here boxed in. If he doesn't... I got an idea, actually. If he pushes his pawn forward to attack my knight, or my bishop, I'm just going to push right here, do a little tradey trade. Oh, this guy's kind of fucked. The only move he can do is there. Oh, he's kind of fucked. Or no. I don't think I win this one. Oh, I didn't fucking notice that. God damn it. Yeah, I just threw that. Time pressure got to me. Yeah, I'm gonna lose out on time. Nicely done. Yeah, I'm done. I wasn't coming back from that. Wait, what was it? What was a blunder? D4. Okay. He didn't like that move. What could I have done here? Because I moved pawn to h3. Unless it was like one of those. But then take. Yeah, now he's targeting my bishop. Ah, then I go right here. I see. Alright, fair enough. C5 was best. Okay, what was C5? Really? Okay. Knight D4 was best. It really wants me to push my pawn up. Yeah, I meant to do that. And that was my big-ass blunder. Rook D1 would have been better. Yeah, this is where I lost my bishop. Otherwise... I don't know if there was anything I could have done. I mean, I guess I could have went right here. And he would push. But then I could just go like that. He'd go like this. I don't know, there was many different ways I could have went. Alright, man, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go hang out with my mom. Go sit outside, enjoy the weather. I'll see you tomorrow if I see you. I appreciate you coming to hang out. Alright, everyone, my name is Ghostly Skunk. I stream Friday through Monday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have a YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok on the name Ghostly Skunk. If you have any comments, concerns, or suggestions, put them in chat below. And, yeah, Rex, me and you need to play some game together. I know you're into Phasmophobia. We might be able to put something together in a month or two. Since you don't like Path of Exile. But, yeah. Alright. Thanks, everyone. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Have a good night, Rex. And hopefully you come by when I'm in the middle of playing Path of Exile tomorrow. You might actually like the build I'm going. Then again, I've been obsessed with chess lately. I've been doing like 10 minutes of Diablo Immortal for my dailies, an hour of PoE, and then I've just been doing chess and chess-related stuff. For the time being, it seems like this is becoming a chess channel until I get bored of it. Alright, all. I love you all. I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for giving me your time. I hope I am worth it and entertaining. I love you all. Bye-bye.